Next, question number 4 is fortitude. So what's fortitude? It's a noun which means courage or bravery in pain or adversity. What's adversity? Again, a difficult word which means difficult or unpleasant situation. So fortitude is courage over a long period. So option number A is composure. What's composure? Composure is a noun which means the state or feeling of being calm and in control of oneself. For example, Ricky maintained his composure in front of a rude customer. Right? So at times in our lives we have to maintain composure, we have to be calm in certain situations. It is not the right answer as it is not in closest to strength or bravery and does not focus on directly courage inherent in fortitude. So composure is not the right answer. And what about option number B, confidence? Confidence again is a noun, a very common word. What does confidence means? It is a quality of being certain of your abilities or having trust and faith in yourself or in people or in some plan or the future, etc. So having trust, faith and being certain of your abilities. That is the feeling or belief that you can have faith, you can do something, you can rely on something or someone. That is confidence. For example, Casey is confident that she will pass the final year exams. So confidence is more of a self-assurance and belief rather than enduring a difficult time or pain as fortitude. So again, it is not in closest to meaning and not the right answer. What about option C? What about C, courage? Is this the right answer? Let's see. Courage, what is courage? Noun which means strength in face of pain or grief, that is bravery or ability to do something that frightens one. So that is courage. So option C, courage, directly can be associated to our given word in the question, that is fortitude, in terms of closest meaning, and it is for now the appropriate and right answer. But to be certain, let's also take a look at produce. So what's produce? Agricultural and other natural products collectively. For example, dairy, produce or crop produce. And as a verb, it means produce, to manufacture or make raw materials or components. Example, India produces cotton for export to other countries. And second meaning, as a verb, it can mean cause a particular result or situation to happen or exist. For example, air pollution produces difficulty in breathing. So produce is not related to facing hardships in life with courage or bravery, as in fortitude. Therefore, option number D is not the fittest of the fit, and it's not the right answer. So, inclement, before moving further with the verb, this is inclement, and I'm writing another word. This. Inclement, this is inclement, and this is increment. A very, very common word than this word. This is common and this is uncommon. So don't confuse with increment, which is the increase or addition of something. For example, increment in salary. Here question is increment. The only difference is of a letter R, right? Instead of L, there is R. So again, you have to be very careful while reading the question and attempting the answer in exams. And you can also see that when we replace L with R, the pronunciation changes. How the pronunciation changes in English language, it's a very unique thing to look at. With a change in one single letter, the pronunciation changes and the meanings also change. Inclement is an adjective which is associated with weather. Unpleasantly cold or wet. For example, Bella Swan hates the inclement weather of Folkestone. Remember Twilight? Option number A, selfish. What is selfish? An adjective. So selfish is an adjective which means lacking consideration for other people, concerned with one's own personal profit or pleasure. So someone who thinks of their own benefit or advantage is a selfish person. So this is not related to anything wet or cold or weather. So not the right answer. Selfish has nothing to do with the unpleasantly cold or wet or weather. Fine. Next is active. Active is again an adjective which means that doing something or engaging in physically energetic pursuit. For example, Peter's mom is old, but she is still very active. So again, active is not in closest meaning to inclement, which is unpleasantly cold or wet weather. Not the right answer. Unfavorable is an adjective. Again, a prefix which means not or opposite of. So favorable is expressing approval. For example, the company's new ad on TV received a favorable response from the audience or the viewers. Or favorable can also mean to the advantage of someone or something. For example, this year's monsoon rains are favorable for crop growth. and unfavorable, just make the opposite meaning of favorable, that would be unfavorable. And adjective, which means expressing disapproval or showing lack of support. For example, the movie received unfavorable reviews from the critics. And second can be likely to lead to an adverse outcome. For example, the floods this year were unfavorable for the farmers. So unfavorable and inclement both connect with one another in context of adverse conditions. For example, unfavorable weather conditions are developing in the ocean, and the Met Department has warned the fishermen to stay away from the beaches and the sea. So unfavorable seems to be the right answer for now. Selfish and active is not the right answer, and option D, inactive, the opposite of active, again is not the right answer. Alright, so simply C is the suitable one.